All right, Benny Bay Club, Justin Smith, one of your PGA teaching professionals here. So Jordan and I just did a video on how do you get club fit, or what wedges should you choose or maybe not choose. Now, club fitting and lessons are kind of going to go hand in hand, so we've got to be able to do it, obviously, to get fit for the club. I want to go over the grass here. We hear the grain, that term grain, and what is that? It's basically the way that the grass is laying. Early in the morning, it's going to be a little less effective than maybe in the afternoon or late in the day because the grass has grown more.
Yes.
But you can look at it as, even from this camera, you can see all the different colorations down here. What we're trying to do is figure that out first on the short game.
Yes.
When you come in here and you take these practice strokes, you can see that roughed up patch of grass come up. Sometimes it even does that with your club. So we know that that grass is growing that way, away from the target. Now, today we've got two different wedges. We've got a high bounce wedge and a low bounce.
Yes.
So we're going to test out the low bounce wedge first and kind of see how that interacts with the turf and maybe what changes that we can make to the golf swing.
Exactly. Yep.
So we're going to set up basically on our left side, our lead side, shaft a little bit more vertical and forward, club face slightly open. We're just going to kind of take it a little bit up and a little bit down while we turn. Ooh. Okay, that's pretty good off the end of the grain there. Now, one of the things that I've noticed over the years that I've played this crazy game is, don't you agree that these shots come off kind of hot?
Yes. Yes.
Why do you think from a club fitting standpoint, maybe they come out hot?
I think it has a lot to do with the delivery, because usually you're trying to hit a little more down on it. Okay. Most people are afraid to let the club head release a little bit. Yep. So you're going to get, you're going to get some shaft lean, you're going to get that downward attack. And when you start de-lofting this club, the ball's going to come off a little bit hotter. That's kind of what I usually see out of it.
Yeah, and so I think that what we can say is we got maybe a little bit sort of steeper with our setup, in a sense, just like I did a video for the club for the soft versus firm bunker. So I think that's a great way to hit this shot. Now let's do the same thing with a higher bounce wedge.
There you go.
And see what happens. Same setup, handle high, handle forward, pressure left. Pretty good.
Goes in the hole again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you surprised me today with this K-grind wedge. I'm not getting a new one. But basically what we want to show you here is, a technique for into the grain. Basically, we want to get the sharpest part of the club, which is the heel of the club, sort of away from the ground. That's why the handle's up.
Yes.
Want to get a little steeper. That's why we get left. So ball position, which you saw, was probably where?
Middle to slightly forward.
Middle to slightly forward, because we know it's going to come out hot. So that means probably low. So I'm giving myself a little bit of loft at least.
Yes.
A little bit of open face. Now, if we looked at the bottom of the clubs, and Jordan's been kind enough to sort of show me how this works, is when this sits on the ground, basically this low bounce wedge has got a little bit of a curvature.
Yeah, call it like a leading edge grind, or like a leading edge is kind of raised up a little bit, just to help fight it from digging into the ground. Doesn't stop it, but it wants to prevent it. But that's also up to you and your delivery as to whether or not you can do that.
Yeah, so that's why we hit shots first. You don't know what is happening. So we need to look at this as a, hey, let's hit some shots. Let's get some maybe simple numbers, maybe just some interaction with the turf from there. But I would say that the low bounce wedge might be better for these shots. And from a delivery standpoint, why do you think so?
For you, it's because you're pretty good hands and you tend to line up the shaft at impact.
Okay, so it's not a lot of shaft lean.
Exactly. Not a lot of shaft lean, you don't need a lot of bounce. If you do have a lot of shaft lean, you're probably going to err on the side of bounce. That's why when I look at fitting wedges, I know people are concerned about the conditions, but it's big on what you actually do with the golf club. That's the more important part. Let me fit the delivery, and then we'll worry about the conditions.
So basically what Jordan was saying is, I might have the handle up and forward here, but I deliver it to a very neutral spot at impact instead of way over here. And as you've heard before, the more shaft lean you have, the less bounce on the club, vice versa. So basically we've took away all the bounce on this club, it sounds like.
Yeah, there's like nothing on there, so all it wants to do is dig.
Yeah. So from our standpoint, I think you should, based off of Jordan's video and this one, find the right wedge for you, find the right technique. It might be a little bit of a change from what you had before, but again, this grass is wild, crazy, and it'll drive you absolutely bonkers if you don't know kind of how to play this shot. So get a wedge, demo one from Jordan, get with one of our instructors, and we'd be happy to help you and show you how to hit these shots on different lies. Hope you're having an awesome season. We'll see you soon.